welcome Bark.
Welcome, Bark. Welcome back. We have a special guest from the movie that we watched yesterday, The Monsters Club. The Monster Club. You want to move a little here?
Sure.
We'll move her tail.
She was dominating the couch last episode, and
Now she's just sitting right in the middle.
right.
Yeah. Shelly is here. Yael, Gavish is here. Matt Kona is here. And we are ready to recap Halloween Day. I don't know.
Something. Day 16,
No, guess.
20,
22.
22.
22. This is crazy.
This one's finally for all the teenagers out there, because we watched a PG-13 movie.
Was it?
It was rated PG-13.
Why?
The House Next Door, so
No,
they could
it's
make more
house at the end of the street.
money. Yeah, it's right next door from the house that the main characters are in.
Yeah, but it's not like it's at the end of the street in the title.
Yeah.
It's 2012
Yeah.
and starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep, got a lot of Oscar buzz for this one. She plays a high school girl. I think this is probably around the same time that the
First
Mockingbird,
Yeah,
Mockingjay, Hunger Games movies came out.
I think so.
She still looks a little old for a high school student, but
Judge by the cover.
she's got a young face.
Yeah,
Judged by the
yeah.
cover, I mean, it just... I saw two different covers. I just said it looked like a greasy Mockingjay. The first one, like the Netflix one, just shows a picture of a haunted house. So, I didn't...
Yeah, that's on Netflix.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, I just saw Jennifer Lawrence in the cover, and I was like, sure, I like her. I mean, she's a good actress.
Yeah. And it might mean that she has some semblance of good taste in the movie roles that she picks. So I thought it was an all right. It was like a strong average movie in terms of nothing mind-blowing, but
Yeah, it was good.
it was...
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, and it's okay for this month.
right.
As long as it's not bad, like I See You, the first one that we watched. I don't care. Shelly, no.
Yeah, it
no.
wasn't a found footage movie.
This is my blog now.
Yeah.
No, never again.
I guessed that there would be 5 deaths.
I guess they're gonna be 2.
Okay.
I was closer. There were 3,
Oh, okay.
right? Were they?
Well, the original girl, this older girl,
Yeah, and the parents.
the parents,
And
Yeah.
the older... Okay, so there were 4. So you were close.
4.
Closer. Shelly, no.
I guessed
No.
it would be 23 minutes and 30 seconds into the movie. It was actually 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, I guessed 14.
Yeah.
How many did you guess?
23.
I won.
You are closer.
It's okay, we're
You're correct.
Sex.
I said no
Me too.
nudity, no sex.
Me too.
Because
Both
it's
right.
PG-13. Although some PG-13 movies can allow a little bit of boob action or maybe a butt. I used to have a pretty good memory for those movies when I wasn't allowed to rent R-rated movies as a kid. So,
Give us one name.
Captain Ron, that was one, and
All right, give
Doc
us 10
Hollywood
names.
was a pretty good one. Indian Summer, also good.
Psh, wow.
Not great movies. Weird for a kid to be renting multiple times, but I would
So if your
rank
kid-
Indian Summer, then Doc Hollywood, and then Captain Ron.
If your
Captain
kid
Ron,
is
you only see one boob.
watching it, so just...
If you're raising your kid on VHS tapes that you buy from yard sales, and he really wants to watch those ones all the time, or she,
Call it a
something-
tournament? How do you
something's
call it? The attorney?
Call an
The-
attorney? What are you gonna sue your
I don't know,
child?
like what do you call it? Rashuyot. What do you call? What is rashuyot in English?
I don't know. I don't
Who
know
do you
what it
call
is in
when like
Hebrew.
your neighbors are like treating really bad to their children?
Department of Youth Services?
Yeah. So if you're letting your kids watch weird...
I mean, it's
I'm
PG-13.
I'm kidding.
I said there would not be a bleak ending.
I said yes, and they were not. You were right. Shelly really wants to play right now.
Oh, don't. It's just gonna jump over the
I
table.
know.
I said that a cat would die in this
Oh my
movie.
god.
Not quite.
I said, wait, did you say a cat? Oh no, I said no. I said a cat in a different movie.
Pet Cemetery.
No, no. No, in Pet Cemetery it was like the most right ever. I said cat, dog, and a bird, and it was right on the three. And no, I said in another movie. Yes, I'm
Well,
not
quit living in the past. Old glories. It's about what you do today.
Yeah, but then it's like 3 animals death in the same movie that I guessed. It's like
Yeah.
you should have like I don't know, get the lottery that day. I missed my chance.
Too late now. Well,
Yeah. It started when they're moving. Her and her mom are moving to a different house, a new house.
Didn't start like that. That wasn't 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh yeah,
into
you're
the
right.
movie.
I forgot. Yeah, you're right. You start. No, there was just like I wrote something about that thing. So
It starts inside a house that happens to be at the end of a street, and there's parents are in a bedroom, and they hear something in the night, and she's up again. And they get up, and this sort of awkward-looking girl with long hair is out of her room.
I don't think awkward looking is the word. I think it's just like insomnia, like walking from her sleep, or weird like night sleepy disease or something. She's like they're like flashing camera moments. That's like.
And she walks and picks up a hammer, and the mother comes out and says to Carrie Ann, get back to bed. And
Yeah, if you didn't watch the movie, there is a cool twist at the end. So if you want to pause us for a moment, or
we
an hour
won't
and a
talk
half.
about the twist at the end
Why not?
while describing the first scene.
Yeah,
of
I know.
the
I'm
movie.
just saying. I just was thinking about the end now, and I was like, oh, cool. It is a good movie. So if you want to watch it before we're telling you what happened. So yeah.
Just because there's the twist at the end doesn't make a movie good.
But
I'm not talking about
it was
this
good.
particular-
I like this one.
It was fine. It was fine. I said
Go
it
to
was
your
above.
room.
I said it was above average. What do you want? You want me to give it a 10, an 8? No, it was just fine. If it was a movie that I would watch if it was on TBS on a rainy day, and probably not switch the channel. If it brings you into it. You get somewhat interested in the characters because it's good
You're
acting.
just kidding.
and-
You were just waiting for Jennifer Lawrence to take her shirt off.
I knew that would not happen. I knew
Aw.
Jennifer Lawrence would not be naked in a
Aw.
PG-13 movie
She
or
broke
any
your
movie.
heart.
Was she one of the celebrities who had her naked photos leaked in
I don't
the
think so.
Fappening a couple of years ago?
I don't know. She seemed like the
I didn't
good
see
girl.
any of those, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Respect privacy.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the little girl is murdering her mom. Then she goes to her dad. She murders him too.
Yeah.
And then the movie starts. What are their names? Elisa.
Oh, the girl. Oh, yeah. Alyssa was the Jennifer Lawrence, the daughter, and Elizabeth Shue was her mom, Sarah. And Dad is out of the picture. It's never really quite clear if he's dead or just divorced. I think they might just be divorced. But he was a rock star or something. He was touring 9 months of the year. And they're getting away from Chicago. And Alyssa is also a musician. She plays guitar. She used to be in a band.
She sits on the car, playing her guitar, while her mom is moving boxes.
No,
And it was like-
while they're waiting for the real estate
Yeah,
guy
but
to
in
show
the
up with
in
the key.
in the meantime, the mom unloaded boxes from the car. And I was like, if it would be my mom, she would I don't know, slap me or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's mad at Mom for moving her to this middle of the woods place and divorcing her dad. She's obviously a daddy's girl if she wants to follow in his footsteps and try to be a rock star. I am not justifying angsty movie teenage behavior, but that.
Help your mama.
And then she says, help me move in. And she's like, all right, I want to explore a little bit.
Yeah, that's why when I was just like, be a better girl.
And then the next thing you know, it's nighttime, so she really let mom move in
Yeah.
all that crap.
And she was in the woods walking around.
Yeah. She's in the woods and she finds like a blanket, what looks like a very rudimentary campsite place. And
Yeah, which until now I don't understand what is it supposed to be.
I think that it just is supposed to sort of be what they call a red herring, which is sort of like a misleading thing that they do in movies to make you think one thing because later on people are talking about the incidents that happened in that house. Like they notice that they can see that house from just through the woods, through the window, in fact. And everyone knows that there was a double murder in that house.
Yeah.
And they talk about how Carrie Ann drowned, but they never found the body. So people are still talking about how she might be out there somewhere. So I think that blanket on the ground is supposed to allude to that, but it never really pays off. So it could be nothing. It could just be teenagers laid that out to mess around on, and it never came back into play. So
If you're not watching right now, you should. I think it's my favorite episode so far. I mean, I'm pretty tired, and she makes me feel like I'm not, and I like that. Good girl.
she just came and brought a ball. She plays fetch with herself more than she does with us, and brings it around, and then just drops it on the floor. We're gonna see
She's
how
gonna do a
many
mess.
things she can unplug as she tries to get to it. That was pretty close. She almost stepped right on the
She's good.
laptop.
She's good. Very gentle. Good girl. She she went to change. She's gonna come back with a different toy. Back to the movie. Just easily distracted, just like her.
Yeah. So they're the subject of gossip around the town. The property value of this house that they're renting has gone down because of the murder nearby, and they're meeting the neighbors. They go to a mixer, a potluck barbecue, and
The night before, she sees light in the house, and she's confused because he told her that there's no one lives there.
yeah. And then Dan, the real estate guy who was late and is also throwing the barbecue, tells them that, oh yeah, that's where Ryan, the son, lives. He inherited the house. And
There's a funny dialogue there. She says like, "Yeah, but you told me that nobody lives there," and he said, "Yeah, why does it matter?" And then she says, "No," and then he tells her, "Also, we signed up the lease."
yeah, we already
So
got the
it's
lease
really
signed.
funny.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
scammy,
Yeah. And so
just
then,
like Shelley, a little scam.
so these are
Thing
all.
that she's very sweet, but then like the little devil is waking up. There she is.
So the party is just all kind of well-off white people who are maybe a couple pay statuses up above Alyssa, the single mom, so she's gotten a sweet cheap deal on it anyway. And so they get introduced around. Alyssa meets Kyle, Dan's son, who is kind of a preppy guy. He's in a famine relief club for in his high school, and he invites her to come swim in the pool with him and come to check out the famine relief club sometime. And she kind of blows it off or takes him with a grain of salt, and then meet him, and she goes to school the next day, and Kyle keeps hitting on her, saying that she should go, and it turns out that it's basically a bullshit club because he just raised all the money by not raising any money. He used his dad's credit card, and just so it would look good on college essays. So when the group meets, it's just a party at whoever's house happens to be empty at the time, and this time it's Kyle's house. And she meets a girl who has had a little bit too much to drink, who is passed out in the coat room or the bedroom that all the coats are thrown in. And then Kyle tries to make a move on her. Bit of a scumbag.
Yeah, it was disgusting Me Too moment.
Mm-hmm.
He just like tried to kiss her and pulling her on the bed, like pushing her on the bed, and she's like, "Stop, stop!"
Yeah.
And it felt like it's gonna be, "No, you like it, you like it,"
Mm-hmm.
and she just like go away.
She leaves. Thankfully, it doesn't escalate, and decides to walk home. And a car pulls up in front of her.
Earlier, he told her that he will give her a ride back because, so we can guess that it's not that close. When he invites her, he says like, "Come to the party, I'll give you a ride back home."
Mm-hmm. And her mom's not home.
Yeah, she calls her mom. She doesn't answer.
Her mom works at a hospital, night shifts.
And she just started, so she can't say no.
Mm-hmm. And so the guy who pulls up is a handsome, slightly older than her guy. And it turns out...
He reminded me since the beginning. What's his name? I forgot. From Breaking Bad.
Jesse?
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean something in like...
Young actor.
He's
with
not a
stubble.
handsome guy, but he has something.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think Jason... What's his name? Jason Paul? Hey, what are you crying about? Please.
She learned how to cry today.
Yeah, but then
And
it
that's
took
what
her
she's
outside
doing.
and she took a big shit, so I hope that not every time she cries means that.
No, Matt also recorded a podcast earlier, and she was crying for an hour outside of his room.
Thankfully, I was
She
wearing
doesn't cry when I go.
I was wearing headphones, so I couldn't really tell.
She's doing a party when I leave. Nobody's bothering her.
So this guy Ryan pulls up and she says, "I don't need a ride. It's my driveway." And he says, "I know it's not your driveway. I saw you move in. You live 10 miles from here." And she still says no, and then it starts raining, so he pulls over and she jumps in. And they talk about the cassette tapes in his car, which...
Yeah, she's right away cool with him.
Yeah.
She's okay.
He's being... Well, she's not right away cool with him. The first thing she says is, your parents were killed.
In the beginning she didn't want to go in the car, and then... I mean, she goes in the car.
But that's not a great opening line. Thanks for
Yeah.
the ride. Your parents were killed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, never mind. Just keep driving me home for the next 9.9 miles. But they talk about music, and I forget if he already said, "Oh, I heard you playing your music the other morning."
Yeah, he does.
At this point,
Yeah.
But they are fast friends, and they're both good-looking young people in a movie together. So obviously, there's going to be an attraction or a future romance of some sort. And then he goes home after he just made this nice impression, and then he goes downstairs, opens up the basement, which is like a hidden staircase in the middle of the floor under a rug, down a long hallway, unlocks it, and goes into a door and is attacked by his Carrie-Anne, theoretically, down there. The girl who was never found. He brings her soup, she spills it everywhere, and so he sedates her and says, "Why do you always do this?" And then he locks her back in there, puts the key on top of the doorway on the way out, and goes back upstairs, and then starts internet stalking her. And starts looking at her website. And, teenage life goes on. Kyle is a dick to her later. She's friends with the girl who is vomiting. They become fast buddies. And they talk about feelings and this guy, Ryan. And then her mom surprises her by inviting Ryan over so they can have a dinner that mom gets very drunk and awkward at.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan is a perfect gentleman.
Yeah, he was very sweet, and she's just like, "I don't want you guys together, no matter what."
No, I don't want you alone together
Yeah.
in either of our houses.
Yeah. Can be alone together in other places, but
Yeah.
they didn't think about it.
So that kind of spooks him, and he abruptly leaves. Teenage angst ensues. She's mad at mom. Mom also has become friends with a police officer that she met at the hospital. And there's a love connection-esque thing, a relationship that
Yeah,
never
he's
really
trying to
progresses.
hit
You
on.
don't really need
He's
to.
hitting on her.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we see later Carrie Ann figures out how to get out while he's upstairs doing more internet stalking. She puts a puzzle box under the floor and bangs on the door until the key lands on it, and attempts to escape. And he runs through the woods after her. She almost gets all the way to Alyssa's house, and he stops her and brings her back, or he starts to bring her back, and then
What?
I forget if he brings her back this time or if she escapes again, and then the accident happens.
No, she escapes again after that.
Okay, that's what I just said. I forget if
Yeah,
the
no, and
accident
this
happened
time, and
after
this time, Melissa is at home, and she can hear something, so she goes outside, and then her friend surprises her behind her. So she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I scared you." And then she goes back, and they're like under the porch, and he's like,
Yeah.
shutting her mouth.
Yeah. And so then he brings her back home and just
Yeah.
locks her back up again?
Yeah,
Okay.
give her some shots. She'll relax.
But then later, how does she escape?
Again, like I don't know, like open
No,
the
I
door.
think the accident
second
happens after
time,
this
no,
time.
no, no. The second time he didn't lock the door because Elisa
Oh, okay.
was at the
Alright.
house.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Okay. So she gets out later.
Don't argue with me.
I was just questioning you. I remember the method of her escape. And so next time he just forgets to lock the door at all.
Give me the water, please.
And she just busts out, and then he's trying to keep her down and restrain her, and breaks her neck, so she's dead. So he brings her back to the house. He changes the lock. We think she's dead. We're pretty sure she's dead, and but who knows? And we don't know at the time for sure. And so he's struggling. They're not alone. They're they're having a hard time getting alone, whatever.
Getting alone.
Finding some me time for each other.
Getting a room.
Yeah. But right, so she escaped while they were trying to make out, and then he abruptly kicks her out, so she doesn't discover like what's going on. And then he's upset because she's weirded out by that, so he goes to get some coffee at a place, and he's sort of sulking, and there's a girl there, a barista.
Very nice.
She's got a college shirt on, and she's probably working this job just between semesters or something.
What?
I don't know. She has a
Well,
college shirt on, and
okay,
it's not that
just-
college. It was like UConn or Pitt or Penn.
Okay, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It was a recognizable shirt.
Right.
And he was very sad on the bar, and she was trying to be nice to him. She gave him some refill for the coffee, and she gave him a piece of cake, and he's like, "No, thank you." And she's like, "No, it's on me." Like, just
Yeah. And then later, their relationship between Ryan and Alyssa, they try to repair it. She gives him an olive branch and invites him to the Battle of the Bands that she's going to be performing in. And he shows up, and of course, Kyle, the jerk, fake famine-loving, date rape piece of shit, starts some shit, yells some stuff at him when he shows up. And then after he goes inside, they start trashing his car, so then there's a fight. And Ryan, snaps his ankle and then runs away without his car keys or his car.
or the car. Yeah.
And so Alyssa, they're like, there's only one place he could go. So some of them, which seems like, whatever. There's got to be things to move the plot along, but there's some pretty unrealistic things. Like, I don't think the kids would be like, let's go burn down his house as a result of that.
Yeah.
But two of them do, with a Molotov cocktail of a flaming roll of toilet paper. And so they bust his window and throw this in just as Alyssa pulls up in his car. And so she goes in to put out the flames. And then she's like, well, I might as well snoop around a little bit. I've got this key to some places. So she starts looking through his stuff, discovers the doorway to downstairs.
Before that, she finds some tampons.
Right. Tampons and colored eye contact lenses. And so she goes down and finds her way to the door that Carrie Ann is in, and she opens it, and the girl runs right at her just as Ryan comes home and tackles her, and she's like, just go, get out of here.
Something, how do you call it, like in the mouth?
Yeah, she has like a gag over her mouth, but it's like a leather thing, and then you see the college sweatshirt the barista girl had there, and so she goes upstairs and leaves. And
then we understand that little girl is dead. I mean, the first girl is dead. Mm-hmm. And this girl is the girl from the coffee place.
Yeah. So you realize that Ryan is the bad guy. He's a bad guy. And so he goes upstairs. He's like, please don't tell them about Carrie Ann. But in the meantime, she was upstairs and she saw the girl's wallet. And she looked at her ID and she knew that was who was down there. And so she gives it to Ryan.
When he comes up, she asks him, is that yours?
And
she said, yes.
Yeah. And so she hands it back to him. She's like, well, I'm going to go home to my mom.
Yeah, my mom called.
Yeah. And then he slams her head against the door. And he imprisons her downstairs, too. And he's in losing his shit mode. He's like, I wish I could keep you and Carrie Ann, but I can't. I have to get rid of one of you. Unless you would become Carrie Ann.
It was creepy.
Yeah. And so while he's doing something, I forget what he's doing. He's going upstairs and fixing some stuff up. Oh, yeah, like the police came by and he's talking his way out of the situation.
Oh,
Mom's boyfriend.
He killed the girl.
He killed her already?
Yeah,
I thought he said he was trying to decide between the two of them.
No, he killed the girl and he went to put her in the trunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the police guy stopped by because the mother said she has bad feeling if you can just stop by to see if, I don't know, if Elisa is there. Mm-hmm. And he stops by and Ryan tells him that she's not there, sorry. Yeah. And then he was about to leave, but he's calling her. He's calling the house because she did the follow me. And he calls
forwarding.
Her. Yeah.
The follow me?
Follow me. עקוב אחריי.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Your phone calls follow you around.
It's in the 90s anyway.
2012.
Follow me. I know, but I never heard about anyone that used that anymore.
Yeah.
So we used it a lot in the 90s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And then he decided to call the house and he hears her phone rings from the house, from his house. So he realized that she's there. So he goes there with his gun ready and
there's she's downstairs trying to melt off her plastic handcuffs, and he shoots Ryan a couple times, right? The cop does. Shoots at him. There's a confrontation, and I don't know, but like he doesn't get
She tries
killed.
to get, so there's a not walkie-talkie, like baby monitor.
Yeah.
And she tries to reach there to say something. And she decides, she burns the thing that he tied up her hands with. Mm-hmm. And with a lamp. And then she tries with her legs to get out of there. And she escapes. I mean, she got it off her. And he goes downstairs because he he's stronger than the police officer.
Yeah.
He pushed him down the stairs. So
Right. Yeah. He did. He ambushed the police officer when the cop was in the house, injuring his leg. So Ryan is a leg injuring motherfucker. That's his specialty.
Yeah. Superpower.
Yeah. And then whatever. It all culminates. He gets clipped. The mother comes in, and he stabs her. And she sees all this, like she's broken out. Ryan doesn't know she's free yet. She sees he sees the smashed windows, and but eventually he gets taken down.
What? He knows that she's free.
He doesn't know that
He
she's
knows-
free
he
until
knows
she
that
brings the mother back in there.
No, he knows that she's free, and then he puts her in the trunk with the other girl, with the other dead girl, and she breaks that too, in the car from his trunk, and
Okay.
then the mother, she hears her mother, so she screams for her to help her, and she breaks the window, and when he goes downstairs and trying to hurt her mom, he sees the window. He's like,
Okay.
oh,
So the window was from the garage. Not
You-
the downstairs.
were you asleep?
Yeah, I know, but whatever. No, I wasn't asleep. But we watched this like 10 hours ago. We're filming this at 12:30 at night. We watched this in the
very
afternoon.
tired.
And whatever, it doesn't matter the step-by-step process that he gets apprehended and the day is saved. Nobody else dies. And then, you like the twist so much, so just walk us through it.
Yeah, and then he ends up in an asylum, a haunted asylum from North
In
Korea. North
Yeah.
Korea, this
Yeah,
one.
he's not
And-
getting out.
Yeah, so he's in an asylum solving a puzzle, and there's like a flashback for his childhood. So the story was that when he was a kid, because he started to tell Elisa what actually happened, and then he stopped in the middle, so it kind of like all along the way you're just like, oh my god, what happened? What actually happened there? And so basically we learned in the beginning that his parents were like on crack or something. They were like junkies
There was him and his sister playing outside.
on the swings, and he was supposed to take care of her, and she fell, and he said she injured her head, and they blamed him for that, so they sent him to live with his aunt for many years, and then he came back to after like everybody died. That's the only thing that he has.
Yeah.
So at the end, we learned that his sister, when she fell from the wing, she died. And then his parents made him the little girl. So they call him Carrie Ann.
they
And he's like,
buried the
I'm not
girl."
Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, you are Carrie Ann. And they like treated him like he's their daughter.
Yeah. And so
And basically that's what fucked him up, and he was the one who murdered his parents, and he just like he needs Carrie Ann all the time. So
yeah, it was sort of like
So be good
Norman
parents,
Bates and
people,
his
please.
mom, but Ryan and his brother
yeah,
in a way.
be good parents, because I know it's terrible and you can't but it comes from home.
And if
So
you don't
people-
think that you're gonna be a good parent because you really like to smoke crack, then just get an abortion and sell it to a Korean woman to make dumplings.
Yes.
Connections.
And you can maybe eat it and then have
You might
beautiful
stink
skin.
or get a rash though,
Yeah, be careful.
depending if
It
it's
depends if
inbreeding.
if your father is also.
That was
the
a
grandfather.
reference to Three Extremes from a few
Yes.
days ago. All right,
So
that's
it. I'm Yael Gavish. This is Matt Kona. Shelly is walking back and
Now
forth.
she's calm when we're done
Yeah, right.
recording.
Yeah, exactly. Good timing. Good timing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, watching. We will be here tomorrow with Body Bags, another. How do you say that?
Anthology. Yeah.
Another anthology, which was fun. So thank you for being here with us. Happy Halloween almost. Woo!
Yeah, see you later.